Good morning, people. Welcome. We're just going to give additional 1 or 2 minutes to allow other people to join them. We'll start immediately. Good to see you, Joseph, Ope, Gloria, Shalom. I can see you guys. How are you doing? Oh, good morning, Joseph. How are you doing? Good morning. Hello, good to see you. Obianuju, good to see you. Joshua, good to see you. So good to see you guys. Okay. I just sent out the poll, guys. I'd like you to answer the poll. All right. I just sent you a poll. Like, what would you like to learn today? I can see Omokaro. Good to see you again, Omokaro. Okay, good. Writing business plans. Oh, I see. Okay, so we will just start right away. All right. Okay, just a moment. Let me share my screen. Just a moment. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen, guys. Yeah, good morning. I believe you can see my screen. So I'm just going to do a rundown first of everything we learned last week, and then after that we will move into how to edit and write a good business plan. today we're very fortunate to have one of the participants actually volunteered her business plan to be used for today's session. So I'm going to be using components of the business plan so that it's more practical. Feel free to volunteer your own plan for our next class. Okay, so as a quick reminder, my name is Mene Blessing. I'm the owner and CEO of VetsAC, co-founder of Inspire Africa for Global Impact Initiative, founder of On Fire Nigeria. I'm a multi-award winner. So everything you are going to be learning here today is completely practical. I've won a number of local and international awards. Some of them are highlighted here. And I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm so excited to be here to teach you guys some of the things I've learned. I'm also the author of a business book called The Winning Streak. And that's it. So we'll move on to the next. So last week, I taught you that many times we have dreams, and in order to make those dreams happen, we need to have plans. And when we have plans, we build. So the plans the plan gives us a framework to build and refine our dreams and visions. I then went on to define what a business plan is. I defined a business first as any set of activities that captures value repeatedly for customers in exchange for an income. After that, I went on to talk about what is a business plan. I defined a business plan as a written document that describes clearly how a business will operate and make money and provide a return on investment for its owners or investors. Now, having done that, I then went on to talk about why we should have a business plan, all right? And then I mentioned that the reason we need to have a business plan is first, for clarity. It clears the way for you to see. And then the second reason you should have a business plan is because it serves as a guide, takes you from one place to the other in a very good professional way. And the third reason I mentioned was because the business plan is a fundraising tool you could use to raise money from a bank or an investor or someone who is willing to give you money in exchange for reward. After that, I talked about the different components of a business plan using a Superman. I said everybody wants to make their business plans as excellent as, and as strong as Superman. We talked about the executive summary being the head of a business plan, and that nobody wants to work with anyone who has a poorly prepared head. I then talked about how that the neck of the business plan is the company description, because it gives you the ability to, understand what the company does. I used a case study of a company called Max Business Limited. I then went on to talk about how the problem is the E of the business plan, because it helps you to, listen clearly to what the market is saying, and through the mouth or the market's opportunity, be able to describe clearly the problem that you had. And then went on to talk about how the solutions we create is the face, of the business, and same thing with the customer. I talked about how sales and marketing works like two hands to help you, drive revenue generation for your company. And then I went on to talk about the trunk, the team, the management, the board, and how that you must have an excellent team with very strong skills, educational background, and achievement to be able to, have a very solid business plan. After that, I talked about the legs of the business plan, which is your acts, and then your financial plan, your growth plan, and then your financial projections. After that, I talked about the key requirements for a business plan, how that banks, or most banks and government institutions, VC or private equity firms, would ask you to submit a business plan, and it happens like 100% of the time. Like literally no bank is going to give some form of strong, solid funding to a business without some form of plan that documents how they are going to recover their money back. Then after that, I said that angel investors many times would prefer an executive summary, a 1 or 2 page document that talks about your company. Many times they may not really want to dive into a big business plan document. The third thing we talked about was that many NGOs or institutions do not ask for business plans sometimes, many times. They would rather use something called an unsolicited proposal, right? An unsolicited proposal. So that is how most NGOs or charity organizations work. We talked about example business plan competitions, from Rice Business Plan Competition to the Lee Kuan Yew Global Business Plan Competition for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. And we talked about a program called Kickstart Nigeria Innovation Business Plan Competition for young Nigerians. So some of these are currently ongoing, some of them are no longer ongoing. Then we talked about the top 15 common mistakes in business plans. We talked about number 1 mistake is that the business plan does not have clarity. Number 2, it targets a wide range of customer type. Number 3, the business plan makes a common mistake is that business plans tend to make, broad make broad claims, right? So just had someone who joined. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just need to take a minute to sort that. Sorry, guys, just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, good. Hold on a second. Okay, so we're going to continue. So I talked about the fourth mistake in business plans would include that many times the solution does not effectively solve the problem being described in the business plan. So there's no alignment between what the business is proposing as a problem and the solution that it is it has invented. The fifth mistakes in business plans is that many times there's a poor understanding of the market. Number 6 is that the team is weak. Many times people get their family members or best friends to be a part of the business without considering if they actually have the actual skill or background, or track record to make the business a success. And so because of that compromise, the team becomes weak. Number 7, the team is not qualified or diverse enough. Everybody on the team, it's a large team, everybody on the team is a guy. There are no women, there's no gender balance, there's no diversity in terms of skill sets, there's no diversity in terms of educational background. Number 8 problem is typos, which is like mistakes in terms of grammar and just errors generally. Number 9 is jargons. Many times, many people do not know how to write in a very simple language, so they use big technical grammar to communicate their points, forgetting the fact that the person who is funding you may not be a technical expert in your field, right? Number 10 issue is the issue of simply the business plan is boring, Then number 11 has to do with overestimating the size of the market, which is a very big a common problem. Number 12 is not incorporating design thinking in product development, which means that many people want to write business plans and just win competitions or win funding without having to go through the painstaking effort of conducting design thinking exercises to ensure that they really understand the problem and then they also understand the solution. So because of that gap in thinking, many times people will come up with business plans that do not really have some form of impact on the minds of the founder. Another mistake is that there's no pilots or proof of concept in the business plan. Number 14 is that many people do not know how to present their business plans. So don't forget, this is a business. You're trying to get money. So if you're unable to present your business plan properly or professionally, guess what happens? Guess what happens? What happens? The person doesn't have trust in your ability to, make the business a success, right? Then we then talk about that the most business plans are simply average, and who wants to be support an average plan? Very few people. Okay, so that's it. Then we went on to address some issues during our question and answer sessions. I asked you to connect with me on LinkedIn. And then so today we'll do something a little bit more practical. We'll dive into a sample business plan I received from one of my mentees. And so I'll try to work on the business plan live, part of the business plan live while we're together, okay? So this is it. So we're starting now, yeah. Now, so I received this business plan, right, from a mentee. So we're going to work on this together. I want to show you how to do it. So I'm going to duplicate that slide. So this is the original copy, all right? Then this is the my own copy. So I think maybe let me change the background a little so that I can differentiate between what I'm doing and what I was sent. Let me use a dark color. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Can you guys see this clearly on the screen? I just want to be sure. Can you respond? Can you see this clearly? Hello guys, can you see this clearly? Okay. Chats. Can you guys see it clearly? I just want to get a yes or a no. Let me see if that works. Alt-ish. Okay. Okay, if you can see this clearly, then we'll just proceed. Okay. Now, this person, we'll call her Mrs. or Miss O. Miss O sent this business plan. And the name of this company, we'll call the name of this, let's give this company a name. So we're going to call this company Gig Business Limited, right? Okay, let's do 50. Yeah, so this is the name of the company, Gig Business Limited. This is the problem statement. Across the world, more than 300 million tons of plastics are wasted yearly. Plastics, the source of that data was Plastics Ocean. In fact, it has been observed that more than 8 million tons of plastics are dumped in our oceans every year. 1 in 3 species of marine animals have been found entangled in marine litter, and over 90% of all seabirds have plastic pieces in their stomach, World Bank Group. These plastic wastes are threatening to the environment and compromising to human health, as research shows that 1 of every 5 fish you eat contains plastics in them, which is capable of causing severe internal illnesses, while adding to the havoc of blocked drainages leading to flooding and formation of stagnant water, which in turn breeds mosquitoes that cause diseases, yeah, such as malaria and typhoid. Good. So let's move on to the solution. At Gig Business Limited, also known as Gig, we have the keys to beating plastic pollution in Nigeria. Gig is a business enterprise that converts plastics waste into valuable material resources for plastic-dependent companies in Africa and Asia and Europe. The company specializes in converting plastic trash to cash by adding value to what the average man considers as waste. We engage in reuse, reduce, and recycling initiatives to obtain high-quality plastic shreds produced from hand-sorted, cleaned, and processed plastic bottles. Okay, guys, if you really want to benefit from this session, take 30 seconds, grab a pen and paper. We're going to do something now. Everybody grab a pen and paper. Take 30 seconds, grab a pen and paper. What I want you to do, right? So I have mine here. What I want you to do is to act as a judge and act as an investor, right? Let's assume this was the business plan that was submitted to your decks, like a 1-page or 2-page business plan. Like, begin to take note of, like, this is what I like, or this is what I find a little bit confusing, all right? So I want you to take notes because I'm going to take a short 5-minute break and ask you, I'm going to pick randomly 1 or 2 people, and I'm going to ask you to share what you wrote down, right? So make sure you wrote something down, all right? So let's move on to the third aspect, the customers. The target audience of the company are plastic-dependent companies, focusing on plastic manufacturing companies and large-scale recycling companies, beginning in Nigeria to Africa, as the company then expands sales to Asia and European continents. Okay, good. The last part we'll be evaluating today is the market. The 2 groups that the company will market to are plastic manufacturing companies and large-scale plastic recycling companies. These include water and beverage bottling companies, nylon producing factories, plastic part producers, roofing sheet manufacturing companies, mattress producing factories, fiber and yarn manufacturing companies, interlocking ties manufacturers, and plastic recycling companies. Our target customers are interested in high quality washed post-PET plastics to manufacture their new products. They value quality and research the products they buy. Our target customers are willing to organize pickup of the company products from required location as long as the plastic products meet required standards. Good. Okay, so I'm going to stop share and then I'm going to pick 1 or 2 people to just give me, like, in 30 seconds or 40 seconds, like, what you find exciting or confusing with this business plan. All right, so okay, so if you want to share, you can just raise your hand up. I think there's a button somewhere where you just, like, raise your hand. Okay, who do I have here? Who wants to go? Let me try to do it. Okay. Can you raise your hand up? Let's see. Okay, good. So let's have Sarah. Sarah, do you want to share? So I'm going to unmute you now.
Is that what?
Yeah, Sarah, tell us, what did you find exciting or confusing with this business? Okay. Serious looking. Okay. Benga, do you want to share? Hello, Benga.
Hi.
Yeah. So do you want to share with us?
Okay. So I think the idea is interesting. It looks pretty interesting. I felt that the solution is not specific enough, but as it went down, I think the customer is clear. Then the post-pet plastic part, I think post-pet sounds a little technical for me. So, but the idea itself looks exciting. But I think the messaging can be better communicated.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Benga.
Okay.
Let me. Shalom. Shalom wants to say something. Shalom.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, Shalom.
Sir, so I think what I find interesting was the fact that they could turn plastic to money and also help avoid risk that is caused by plastic by giving us valuable materials. So I think it's actually a very interesting project.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that feedback. Okay. So Joseph, let's have you say something.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. So, what I actually my take on the business idea is that it's actually a very interesting idea, having to adopt circular economy, reuse, and everything. But the confusing aspect is that I can't pick out the exact solution the business is trying to offer. Like, if you're transforming plastic, what is the exact thing you're transforming the plastic to, so that if I'm a prospective customer, I will know that, okay, this is what I'm going for, or something like that. So that's just my take on it, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joseph. Okay, good. So, thank you. I think we collected 3 feedback already. Thank you very much. So we'll go back to the screen now. Okay, so I'm going to share screen. Okay, good. So I'm sure the owner of this business plan is getting like some direct feedback this time around, not from me, but from other people, potential investors. Right now, so the first thing we're going to do is to analyze this page. Okay, so this is my workbook. Yeah, we're going to analyze this page and try to figure out how to make this better, how to communicate this better. So the first things I see here is that as an investor, all right, this is too broad, right? I am not connecting with this. This is a good description of the problem if I'm trying to tackle a global issue, all right? If I'm trying to launch a global company. But right now, I think when we went through, was it the solution or the target market, the focus was on Nigeria. So nothing here on this problem talked about Nigeria. Nothing. So if I was a judge, I would not invest in this business because everything here, yeah, control X is like 0. So I will score this 0. Do you understand that? If I am a banker or an investor or whatever, I would not invest in this business because this business does not have a problem in solving. Like really, this business is too broad. You know, it's talking about solving problem in the world. Whereas I'm in Nigeria, and like, was it the Carnegie who said, a man's headache is more important to him than an earthquake happening in China? Have you thought about that? Okay. So what do we do here? We just need to realign this to Nigeria. And not just even Nigeria, we need to pick a city in Nigeria where this business is happening. So I understand that this client is trying to solve the issue of plastic waste in Nigeria, but not just Nigeria, but in one city. So we need to pick a city. So we could select a city. Let's use one city. Let's vote. Okay, we're going to vote now, guys. Okay, everybody voted for this. So Lagos or Abuja? Okay, we use Lagos. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Just follow me carefully, yeah, so that you learn the process. Plastic waste in Lagos. Follow me. So what came out? We see something from LBS. Okay. We see something from Business Day. So I most likely want to look for something a little bit from an authority in plastic. So I think I have something from Loma here. So I'm going to open this. I'm looking for something from like a journal, something that is very credible, Okay. Okay. Let's look at this LBS. Okay, Loma, resource recovery and recycling. I'm sure you guys cannot see, may not be able to see this very well, but I'm just looking for plastic waste. Okay, so I'm going to search for plastic, Control F. Okay, yeah, so they said plastic recycling, blah, blah. Okay, there's no data here, so I'm just going to leave. I'm going to look for, I think I need to make this thing a little bit down. Okay, I'm just going to look for the other one. Plastic waste has become an increasing environmental blah blah. Hold on. So I'm looking for where they said 140,000 tons. Plastic oceans at its vast population, with its vast population, Lagos State generates 140,000 metric tons of plastic waste annually, the highest in the country, and its harmful effects are telling on the environment. Nice, 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 nice. This is really good. Now, this is what they said, yeah, according to a non-profit organization called Plastic Oceans. Was it the same organization that yeah, it was the same. Can you see this, guys? So this client most likely came here, and, can you see this, guys? Plastic Oceans was the same, this is the same person that was cited here in this business plan. Can you see? So which means that Plastic Oceans is probably an authority because everyone is citing them. So every year, 300 million tons of plastic is produced globally, and after that is used for disposable items. Although this is a global problem, the roundtable has an opportunity. So whatever. So I'm just interested in this first. So I'm going to copy this sentence out. And who said this? I'm going to look for who said this. During the roundtable gathering of representatives of government, team plastic waste mitigation in Nigeria, efforts achieving good. So I'm going to come here. Now I'm rewriting this, all right? So my only focus here is to effectively describe this problem in such a way that anybody who's reading it would know exactly the problem I'm solving. And if I can do that in 1 or 2 sentences or in 10 sentences, I will have to do that, all right? So I'm trying to, so what is my focus here? My focus number 1, okay, so follow me. My focus number 1 is to define clearly, clearly define the problem. My second focus is to specify the location. Specify the location. clearly, like I need to use clearly at the beginning. Clearly, everything is about clarity. Clearly specify the solution, the location of this problem, right? Then I also want to clearly state the scale or the size, like clearly define the size of the problem, so okay, good. So we've done that now. So I most likely would need to, so this is my focus, guys. These are my focus. So I'm going to work on it now, okay? So this is me. So I'm going to say, I'm going to talk about the location now. Lagos is the most populated city in Africa. With, I don't know how many people, let me say, I'm going to search for population of people in Lagos. Population of people in Lagos. 17.5 million people, okay? So I'm going back to my business plan now. With 17.5 million people. Who was my source? World Population Review, okay? My source is World Population Review, okay? Good. So, I think maybe 2019 or so. Not sure, but I'm sure you guys get the point. So, every year, the city generates so I want to know the total amount of waste produced in Lagos State. Total waste produced in Lagos. Okay. According to the World Bank, the site population. So waste generated in Lagos far outweighs the official figure of 13. So officially, Lagos produces 13,000 tons of waste per day. Okay, according to the World Bank, 13,000. So every year, so calculator. So 13,000 times 365 days. Sorry. 365 is equals to 4,745,000 tons of waste. So Lagos is the most populated city in Africa. Every year the city generates 4,745,000 tons of waste at 13,000 tons per day. So at a rate of, so don't forget, I got my data from World Bank, yeah? So I'm just going to say World Bank, which year? According to the World Bank, in 2018, okay? Do you know how I got the dates? Let me show you guys again. Look at the date here, it's kind of hidden. 2018, can you see it here? 2018. So one bank 2018 plus. Okay, good. Full stop. Full stop. Two sentences now. So the first sentence tells you the location I'm targeting. The second sentence introduces the problem. Now I'm going to specify the size of the problem, right? According every year, blah, blah. Okay, good. So the next step, I'm going to say, I want to introduce the size of the problem. The problem gig biz limited or I'll say sentence construction. I'll say gig business limited seeks to solve the problem of plastic waste generation in Lagos State. According to XYZ, so I'll come back to that. Lagos State generates 148,000 metric tons of plastic waste daily. The highest in the country, and comma, and its harmful effects are telling blah blah blah. Do I need to go that far? Okay, are telling on the environment. Okay, on the environment. Okay, good. So I just introduced the problem and solve it. So I've stated it clearly. According to, I think it was a round table for something. Let's look for those guys. Yeah, round table on sustainability. Organized CEO roundtable on organized by LBS Sustainability Center. Yeah. According to CEO roundtable on sustainability. So on sustainability, I think that's the name of the program. I don't need to mention who. I just mentioned the location. Lagos State generates, this is the highest in the country, and it's the highest in the country. I think I have an issue with this sentence. According to CEO roundtable, probably want to utilize this. Lagos State generates 148,000 tons of plastic waste daily. Is it daily? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Annually, yeah, annually. The highest in the country. Okay, so I don't like this last sentence. So I'm just going to put the quotation. Let the reader know that I actually got it from somewhere. So that's it. So from this sentence, you can see my location. You can see the problem I'm solving. in that location, and you can see the size of the problem. I mean, this is quite simplistic, but it helps to pass the point I'm trying to make with regards to business plan. All right, so we're going to do something here. We're going to, this is my worksheet. So we're going to duplicate this and delete this. Okay, good. So I want you to compare this, with, sorry, just hold on, with this. Okay, what do you guys think? I want you to compare this with this. So this says Lagos is the most populated city in Africa with 17.5 million people. Every year, the city generates 4.7 million tons of waste at a rate of 13,000 tons per day. Gig Business Limited seeks to solve the problem of plastic waste generation in Lagos State. According to CEO Roundtable on Sustainability in Nigeria, Lagos State generates 148,000 tons of plastic waste annually, the highest in the country. So if I wanted to add some additional spices, I could then say something like, at this rate, or I could say something like, if nothing is done to solve this problem, the health, public health will be endangered by, will be endangered due to waste pollution, you know, something like that. And then I could keep on ranting about how terrible waste is, you know. So this spelling is not correct. So let's see. Yeah, this is correct. So let's count the number of sentences. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is 5 sentences, all right? So take a look at this. So I need you to compare this, to study this too. So this has a typo. Can you see the typo here? So I have to split this, okay? So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of these two? Okay, so maybe I'll take feedback quickly, then we'll come back and continue. Okay, someone is suggesting 4.7 million tons. Anyway, okay. Yeah, but I mean, who cares? It's your business plan. You can just write it anyhow you want. Nobody's going to not fund you because you didn't mention, you should have mentioned it in 4.7 m or, yeah. Okay, so let's get feedback. If you want to give a quick feedback, just raise your hands. Quick feedback, guys. Okay, Benga, you want to say something? Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so I was thinking like the problem. I'm thinking that the problem is the problem really waste generation or waste disposal? Because I don't think there's a problem if you're generating a lot of waste and you're able to manage it effectively. So I'm torn a little bit. I'm thinking like, is it really waste generation or the problem is waste disposal?
Yeah, so if you say, I think it's based on what, I think that was quoted from the CEO Roundtable, right? And the CEO Roundtable, they said that it's waste, plastic waste generation. So, so I think they probably are related, right? So if you talk about disposal, it means that people are just like dumping it somewhere, you know, indiscriminately, all right? So that's a different problem. But if you talk about waste generation, it means that people are actually buying these plastics and using it to package products. And then they are now leaked out everywhere, you know? So there has to be a way to get rid of the litters or the waste everywhere. So waste disposal is different from waste generation. From plastic generation, plastic waste generation is completely different. So if we want to solve the problem of plastic waste disposal, then we probably want to go into something else. So I think that would be left to the entrepreneur to decide if it is plastic waste or plastic waste generation or plastic waste disposal. The entrepreneur is online, so you better private chat me now on like, on like what is the problem you're trying to solve, right? So that we don't veer into something else. Okay, thank you very much, Benga, for that insight. Okay, someone has something to say. Okay, Gloria.
Yeah.
Gloria.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. To me, I think for it, what you just explained, it gives me clarity of at least the definition of the problem, and especially the, the location. So it's more clarified now compared to how it was before. So it's a good one, and it has really helped me, especially in how to even go about it. So I think I understand it clearly now.
Okay, good. So, so tell us about disposal versus generation.
Okay. Me?
Okay. Okay, the owner of the plan just replied that is plastic waste generation. Okay, that there's no effective way of managing the waste generated. So that's the problem she's trying to solve in her own city. Okay, good. Gloria, do you have something else to add?
No, it's okay. Maybe I'll
Okay,
try and
good.
do that.
Good. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. So does anybody else want to say something? John Lungo. I'm going to unmute you now to say something. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I really don't have something to say, sir.
Okay, good. Just putting on spotlight. Okay, so we'll move on to the next. Okay, Esther wants to say something. Good. Esther.
Yes, sir. For me, I saw how the statistics were clearly stated with figures. Yes, so that when you want to solve a problem, you know how much, you know the number of waste you're trying to handle. Because if from the first one, it just told us generally how plastic are not properly managed and they are disposed. They are not properly disposed and managed. So, but this one clearly told us where the problem is and how it affects the environment. And when it is properly handled, it will actually solve the problem.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Esther.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. So we're going to move on to the next part of the plan. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, let's move on. Okay, good. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the solution. I think something else was missing in this problem. This problem did not state, before jumping to the solution, we're supposed to have the market opportunity.
Okay.
Like, yeah, what is this problem worth? Because like, okay, there's 148,000 tons of plastic waste. So we need to talk about the market opportunity, right? So I'm going to duplicate this slide. So that was something else missing from what, because the investor is not your friend, actually. And they are not your family, even if, do you understand? So they are out to recover their money and make additional money on top of what they give to you. So there has to be like a clear description of the market opportunity. So I'm going to ask the entrepreneur who has this plan to tell me what is the price of, if I'm buying 1 ton of plastic, 1 ton of already processed plastic, what is the cost or the price for that? Of recycled, if I'm buying 1 ton of recycled plastic, what is the price? So I'm going to search. Please send it to me. I want to do my own research. Price of plastic, of recycled plastic. And Gloria, if you have that number, I would appreciate if you can share with me. Okay. In the US, it costs $200 per ton to recycle. That's a disposal program. I'm talking about like the cost. Okay, last year it was trading at $104 per ton. Entrepreneur, I need that data. Let me check if she has replied. So let me stop sharing and see what she has sent to me. What's the price? Okay, she says that it's between 90,000 to 100,000 naira. So let's say 90,000 naira. Okay, good. Okay, so she says it's about 90,000 naira. So I'm going to do naira to dollar conversion. 90,000 naira is $230, approximately $230. Okay. So I want to know the market potential. If this company does all the plastic waste in Lagos, how much will the company make every year? So $230 times 148,000. So assuming this company dominates the market as a monopoly, the total money the company would make is how much? Approximately $34 million. All right. Okay. Google naira to dollar again. $34 million is what? $34 million is, that's about 13 billion naira. Okay, good. So I'm just going to state the market. So I'm taking the feedback of some of you who would rather prefer to have it like this. This is approximately 34 Lagos states. So I want to know the total amount of plastic waste generated in Nigeria. As an investor, I want to see how much money can I make, you know, in total in this whole country, yeah? So I'm going to search for 2 million tons of solid waste per year. Plastic waste constitutes 2.5 million tons, okay? Nigeria, 2.5 tons of yes, so let me just get the source. So for me, I usually prefer, just for lack of time, this is from VOA News. I usually prefer citing an expert on the field as opposed to like a newspaper. Because like newspapers could just write anything. So let's see what we got there. Okay, 2.5 million tons. There's no source. Okay, but let's just use VOA. Since that's VOA. Okay, guys. So the market potential for Nigeria would be 2.5 million. Sorry. 2.5 million. This is how we calculate the market potential of any service or product. 2.5 million times, what was the unit price again? 126, yeah? $126. Am I correct? That is equals to, no, I think it was 2 something. Guys, 90,000 divided by 360. Yeah, it was about 230, yeah? 230, okay. So 2.5 million times 230, okay? This equals to 575 million dollars, okay? Yes, 575 okay. So I want to get the Naira value of this. $575, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay. What we have here is 224 billion Naira, approximately. So 224 billion. So this plastic waste, if you recycle everything in Nigeria, you will not become an American billionaire, but you'll be very rich, yeah? If you're able to do this across Nigeria, and you make billions. And the maximum amount of billions you can make recycling plastic waste is 224 billion. So this is what, in summary, this is what it states, then you put your full stop. So as an investor, I'm going to ask myself at this point, okay, this is a good enough market, or, no. Okay, so let's move on to the solution. So I'm going to duplicate this. Yeah, okay. So this is the solution. Where we are? Okay, as gig, also known as gig business limited, also known as gig, we have the keys to beating plastic pollution in Nigeria. Gig is a business enterprise. that converts plastic waste into valuable material resources for plastic department companies in Africa and Asia and Europe. The company specializes in converting plastic trash to cash by adding value to what the average man considers as waste. We engage in reuse, reduce, recycling initiatives to obtain high quality goods. So I find this a little bit confusing. So I'm just going to split it up, into different sentences so that I can see clearly. I'm trying to understand what the client is trying to communicate. So by splitting it up into 4, I can see clearly. So the client is trying to say, we have the keys to beating. Oh, okay. The client is trying to say they can solve this problem here. Okay, so that's a claim. That's a very big claim. The second thing the client is trying to say is that Gig is a business enterprise that converts plastic waste into valuable material resources for plastic-dependent companies in Africa. Oh, the client is trying to say that they convert the plastic waste into valuable material resources. So this is, part of what I was saying, like grammar, big grammar. What is the meaning of valuable material resources? I don't know. But at least I understand the meaning of convert. Now, the tricky part of this is that when I first looked at this business plan, when it was sent to me, immediately I scanned through, I just in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'd already made my complete decision on the business plan. So this is actually the first time I'm looking at it in detail. And that's the same thing many times when you send a business plan to someone, even if it's 10 or 50 pages, from the way you write it, they're able to know if this person knows what they're doing or not. Okay, so this is grammar. This is a very big grammar here. So I'm going to color it. For plastic dependent companies in Africa, this is also a big grammar. I think what the person is trying to say here is that they're trying to define their target markets here, and they're trying to say that these companies need plastic for their own business. Then you see something else in Africa, Asia, and Europe. So I'm not finished with Lagos. I'm not even finished with Decasia. These our entrepreneurs taking us across Africa and Asia and Europe. You want to keep this investor. So this is going to put fear in the investor, because the investor themselves, maybe they have not even left Africa before. Maybe they have not even, some of them have never been to Asia or Europe. So they are not sure if you want to take their money and travel at this point, all right? So you have to be very careful. Yeah, okay. So there's a dream. In your dreams, you can think big, but once it comes to planning, you have to come down to the level of people, so that they can understand and digest what you're saying. So you can't talk like a dreamer in your plan, or else your investors will run. So this is a red flag. So I'm just going to be coloring all the red flags. So this is the reason why when I saw the business plan the first time, I was like, oh no. Okay, the company specializes in converting plastic trash to cash. This is grammar, trash to cash. It sounds nice, but it doesn't mean anything. By adding value to what the average man considers as well. So the entrepreneur is trying to say that they add value. Can you guys see it? That they add value, but it's talking grammar. There's so many grammars. We engage in reuse, reduce, and God, I'm having a little Jesus. I need to understand more. Yeah. Hey, the place is getting hot. Guys, sure. Okay, let's focus. We engage in reuse, reduce, and recycling. The only thing I understand here is recycling. This is what I understand here. So I'm going to paint it in green. To obtain high quality plastic shreds. Oh, God. Produced from hand sorted, cleaned, and processed I know what hand sorted. I think hand. I know the meaning of hand. Let me know. I know the meaning of hand. I'm sure. Hand. Let's paint it green. So everything we understand, we paint green, eh? Sorted, cleaned, and processed plastic bottles. Yeah. I know what plastic bottle means. Okay. Sorry. Plastic bottle. Okay. I also know the name of the company. These are the things I understand. Then I also understand Nigeria. Yes, I know the meaning of Nigeria. Ah, God. Every other thing here, my brother. You have to go to university to study before you understand the business plan. Okay. Sorry, I'm having fun. Tears is even coming out from my eyes. Yeah. Okay, so let's rewrite this. So I don't know if you guys, I know some of you are very brilliant, so I don't know if you understand everything yet, but let's just try to pick the things that are useful to us. Okay, everything here is going. Anything we don't understand is going. Okay, business enterprise, all this story, gone. Story, gone. Story, gone. 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 So if you remember when I told you mistakes people make in their business plans. So these are the only things I understand. Okay. So let's see what we can do with this. All right. So Gig Business Limited is probably based in Nigeria, and then they're doing recycling, and then they are doing something with their hands. Oh, they talk about hand sorting, yeah? Now I'm understanding. Then they are hand sorting plastic bottles. Okay. Okay, so these are the things we understand in this business plan, okay? Let me put them on one line so I have space on that. Okay. So I'm just going to say something like Gig Business Limited. It's a recycling company. Okay. We collect plastic bottles across Lagos, Nigeria. Then we sort. So I told you guys before, I don't know the meaning of sorting in this context. So I'm going to have a search for meaning of sorts. A category of things or people with a common future. Oh, the arrangement of data in arranged systematically in groups. Okay, so this is what the entrepreneur was trying to say. Oh, okay. So they are trying to collect the plastic bottles and then categorize them into different groups based on the properties of that plastic bottle. Aha, okay. So how does it work? Okay, we collect plastic bottles across Lagos, Nigeria. So from different designated different collection from different collection points. Okay, so using a truck. I don't know if they use a truck or keke. Using a vehicle, so I'm just going to call it vehicle. The entrepreneur will specify. Okay, then I'm going to now say that we take them next. We take them to our collection. Our what do you call it? Like our factory. Let me explain our factory. Yeah, we use our hands, or here we manually use our hands to categorize the plastics or to group the plastics into different categories. For example, so I'm going to search for types of plastic. There are 7 types of plastic. Oh, Jesus. So we have polyethylene, blah, blah, 1, 2. So I'm just going to use PET or PET PVC, whatever. So I'm going to use PET bottles, PVC bottles. So let's see. Okay, so an example of PET bottle. Oh, like this ever drinking water bottle. Good. So PET bottle, PET bottles. We can so into different categories. This includes PET bottles, e.g. Ever water, drinking water bottles. So this is the point where you can include a picture, if you want to, so that the person sees what you're saying. Okay, PVC bottles. Let me check. They look so close. Okay, that's the kind they use for most likely yogurts, for holding yogurts. So you probably want to use pictures at this point, or like I think that's what the type they use for creams. Okay, so I can keep mentioning all the different type of bottles. All right. So we categorize them. Then the next thing, let me see what the entrepreneur tried to say here. That the companies is adding value to them. So adding value to what the average man considers as waste. Oh Jesus. Converting plastic waste to trash. See, that's grammar. Recycling. So hand sorted, cleaned. Okay, I know the meaning of cleaned. I know the meaning of clean. Okay. So after this, we wash. I think you probably wash. I don't think you use. We wash the bottles using water and I don't know if you use detergents or some chemicals, but let's just use detergents so everybody understand. After this, we wash the bottles using water and detergents. We wash the bottles using water and dry them. Okay, okay. What was the last thing? You said you process. What was the last thing you said? You process the plastic bottles. So I don't know what you mean by processing the plastic bottles. So let's search for that. You see, this is the amount of work I need to do if I want to fund this business. And I don't want to do it. No investor wants to do this. You know, I have to do this plenty work just to just like this is like a code. Like this business plan is a code. I'm trying to crack my head to understand your business plan, and it's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to use simple English that anybody, you know, any child or young adult would understand. You know, so this is almost like I'm trying to break some. I'm trying to hack the business plan or something. You know, so you can imagine the amount of work I'm going through. So it is your job as an entrepreneur to go through this work so that I don't have to go through it as an investor. Okay, so processing plastic waste. I'm trying to just understand what you mean. I don't have time to read so many. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Hey, I lie. That's too complex. How do you process plastic? Hey, how to watch a video again? How long is this video? Guys, we'll suffer here together, eh? We're all learning. So let's see what processing. Oh, sorry, I think. Oh, oh, I see. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. I understand what that means now. Okay. So after this, we wash bottles using one by one and dry them. The bottles are either sold to sold directly to people, to companies or individuals who want to use them, or we or we so I need to confirm from the entrepreneur if the entrepreneur intends to sell at this stage, or the entrepreneur wants to, process them. Although she said she was going to process them, so I will just assume she wants to process them. So the entrepreneur sells at this stage, or gig. So how do you describe that complex video in a very simple word? Um, Gig uses a do I call it a plastic? What's the name of that machine? Oh, let's Corn Air Group. Let's look for the name of that machine. Corn Air Group plastic machine. So I'm trying to look for the name of that machine. I think this is the machine we just saw. Let's see. And you have to do this work on your own, but let's get so the machine is like an extrusion machine. So they have a drying machine. That's interesting. So what you need to do is that you need to probably find the name of the machine. I don't want to waste time on that, but let's assume that it is this. Or let me just call it, because I'm seeing everything having CSC. I'm just else. It uses the CPC, what's the name of that machine? Model servo machine to cut, melt, and to cut, melt, and when I use the word resize the plastics into resize the plastic bottles into pellets. These pellets are then sold to customers. They are sold are then packaged in bags of 100 kg and sold, or I don't know how many is in bags of 1 ton each, and sold to our customers. Okay, I think, in my opinion, I think we've done some justice to this question. Okay, so this is how I would most likely define the solution if I had a business plan. This is what the entrepreneur did. So this is the point where I'm going to ask you guys to share what you think about this, and anybody can share their thoughts or an opinion between this and this. Like, what do you think? Let's see. Okay. I need you guys to raise your hands if you want to say something. Okay. Who wants to say something? Yeah, 1 ton. Yeah, I get that. Okay, Gbenga. You want to say something, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I think the difference between what the entrepreneur submitted and what you did is different between night and day. It's huge. The gap is really much. So what you've shown us so far is very simple to understand, and it's just like you said earlier. It's something that even a small child, someone who is not um, into that business or an industry expert can easily understand and comprehend. So it's very relatable, very simple, and yeah, I think that's like the key takeaway for me. The fact that it's simple and it's easily relatable. Very good work.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you, Gbenga. Let's look at Faith. Faith Okobo. Okay. Let me unmute Faith. Okay,
Yeah,
Faith.
good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What I think is that your own solution is more detailed. Okay, at one glance, we can be able to know what and what will be done, especially where you now have to start talking about the processing part. So before now, we don't know what it means to process. But right now, by your own detailed explanation, one knows, okay, these are the stages or these are what we should do to get to process the plastic.
Oh, nice. And it seems a lot of people suddenly know a little bit more about plastic waste, how to run a recycling company, yeah? Okay, thank you very much, Faith. I think Ante wants to say something. Ante.
Okay. So like from your own coincides solution, which is it actually gives us a narrow view about the company, one, because we know what the company is going to do. We know the products that are actually needed. So we know that it's not just any bottle that is going to be picked. There are specific bottles that are going to be picked. So we have materials and everything. So we know the materials, we know the process. From this also, we can be able to draw out financials. We can be able to understand what the company is all about, which is actually good for us. And we know how the company is going to make money, not just from trash to wealth or for trash to cash. We know how the company is going to make money from the solution you've actually given. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to Joshua Joseph. Joshua Joseph. Joshua, are you there? Okay. Not listening there. Which was Joseph. Okay, good. Okay, Victor, it's your turn.
All right. Good afternoon. Oh, good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Thank you so far. This is very insightful. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Yours is very detailed and summarized. It's summarized and very detailed. It's precise. I think that's the right word I should use. It's very precise, and it tells us about the process. It tells us about everything with a glance. We'll be able to even the machines. So if as an investor, I personally want to invest, I will know the process. I will know what it's going to cost. If I'm asking questions, I could be like, okay, this machine, how much is going to cost and everything. If there's a breakdown, I could actually tell what and what probably if I need to sort some of these things elsewhere and all of that, or make suggestions as the investor, is going to help me to make very good financial decisions as regard my investment, or if whether or not I'm going to invest. Yours is better and gives clarity to even me that has no idea about plastic. I have very good idea with your simple steps. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you, Victor. Okay, Gloria.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really understood this aspect now. But like for our last week class, we look at aspects of customer. So I don't know if this speaks directly to a particular, customer. So how do we apply those demography, psychography, all
It's not
those
yet
stuff?
time for questions. I want to stay focused on what we have now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not yet time for questions.
Okay, I was thinking it's going to be applied here. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, so most likely, this is taking more time than I anticipated. So I think we're going to do one more, then we'll go into Q&A, all right? So I just wanted to hear from you guys what you learned, what just happened now. So we'll do one more session right now, and then we'll go to Q&A, all right? So just keep your questions, okay?
All right, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. And you can type your questions down here so that we can begin to, once I switch to Q&A, we can begin to attend to it, okay? So I'm just going to move now to the last or so. Okay, good. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, very good. So let's come, so we'll have two more to go. We'll have the customer, and I think this was supposed to be the customer target market. So I have the customer, the target audience of the company are plastic dependent companies focusing on plastic manufacturing. Yeah? The target audience of the company, yes, I understand that, are plastic dependent companies focusing on plastic manufacturing companies. Hey. And large-scale recycling companies beginning in Nigeria to Africa. As the company then expands sales to Asia and European continents. Oh, God, this is wonderful. Yeah? These people, business people are very brutal. They don't like motivational speaking. The target audience of the company are plastic dependent companies focusing on plastic manufacturing companies, okay? And large scale recycling, okay. Okay, so these plastic dependent companies are the ones focusing on plastic manufacturing companies and large scale recycling companies, okay? These two companies are the ones beginning in Nigeria to Africa as the company expands sales to Asia and European continent. European continent, okay. I thought Europe was one continent. Yeah, so let's look for what is useful. This seems to be a useful component. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Focusing on plastic manufacturing companies. Hey, I don't, okay, let's go to the second one. Maybe there will be more explanation. The two groups, trying to make it bigger so that you guys can see. The two groups that the company will market to are plastic manufacturing companies and large-scale plastic recycling companies. Okay, that's sentence one. Break it down. These include water and beverage bottling companies, nylon producing factories, plastic pack producers, roofing sheet manufacturers, materials producing companies, fiber and yarn producing companies, interlocking ties manufacturers, and plastic recycling companies. Okay. Our target markets, our target customers are interested in high quality washed post-spent plastics to manufacture their new products. Okay. They value quality and research and research the products they buy. Okay. And our target customers are willing to organize pickup of the company products from required location as long as the plastic products meet required standard. Hey, Jesus. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So we're going to duplicate this. So you just duplicate by right clicking this line. So I have to pray now. This is the point where I pray for wisdom. Oh Lord, help us in Jesus' name. Amen. The two groups of the two groups that the company will market to, okay, are plastic manufacturing companies. So I'll change the background as usual of my own workbook. I think is okay. Let's see this. The two groups that the company will market to are plastic manufacturing and large-scale plastic recycling company. Okay. So usually when you're trying to, I need to read this. Sorry, I need to use a clearer background. Okay, I need to duplicate this slide. The two groups that the company will market to are this. So usually when you're trying to describe your customer, you want to do demography and psychography, yeah? So demographic and psychographic descriptions. So you want to do demographic and psychographic descriptions of your clients. So this is big grammar. So, but demography is just talking about the geographical area, yeah, the location, you know, the profile of your users, and then psychography is like how they think. So let's segment demography. So number one, the customer must be a plastic manufacturer. So then must be a large scale. So this is almost like a competitor, right? Because I mean, we are assuming, so this is the point where I begin to take note that this entrepreneur is I'm beginning to feel like this entrepreneur I need to be careful with my word, but this raises a question because this is the point here I want to know. I'm going to scrutinizes entrepreneur more as to how this company, Gig Limited, is going to become a large-scale plastic recycling company. Because if you are planning to sell to large-scale plastic recycling company, does that mean that you're going to remain small? Because you are now a small-scale recycling company, right? Plastic recycling company. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions here, like, why are you selling to your competitor? Because like literally, it's just like you're running a small farm and you want to sell your products to Obasanjo farms, you know, something like that. So my dream as an investor is because, you know, you remember when you talked about market potential, I'm thinking of competing with number two, this second guy you mentioned. I'm not thinking of collaborating in code with them. So maybe it's just a short-term strategy to generate revenue, but this gives me a lot of questions here. So at the end of the day, this entrepreneur is going to add to a small amount of money because the entrepreneur is planning to sell to the person they are supposed to kill. They're supposed to compete with this company and defeat this company, but the revenue generation strategy is focusing on selling to this bigger company. So this business is most likely not going to be very, very profitable. Because when you supply to the bigger guys, they will undercut you, and you know. So so I'm the one editing, so I'm going to choose how I want to do it. So I'm not going to add this guy. For me, all right? Doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it in real life. But for me, I would not want to add it, all right? Okay, plastic manufacturers. So I delete this guy completely. So examples, for example, or I could just say examples. I need to be time conscious. Examples include this. Hey guys, I think this is we just have 10 minutes left, but if you guys agree to add 30 minutes, we would take time to finish this up, or else we could just stop here and go to Q&A. So I would like you guys to comment on, write the comments like yes, which means continue, or no, stop. So based on the numbers, we'll continue. So please just take our time and just comment yes or no. Because I want to be very respectful of our time. Okay, please, everyone, try to write yes or no. Okay. So I'm going to stop here to read what you guys have written. Oh, nice. Okay, everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, everyone is saying yes. Okay, so we'll continue. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you. So plastic manufacturers include, examples include this, which the entrepreneur mentioned. Our target customers are interested in, so this is mostly psychographics, yeah? Which is like another word for like psychology of so in a real business plan, I would have to duplicate this again, and then I'm going to use, I want to focus more on the demography on one slide. Okay. Then on the other one, I want to just focus on psychographic, the psychology of the customer. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so this is their profile. Something else I probably want to mention is their revenue size, annual revenue. So this is where I'm going to state that this company makes every year, it generates. So in real life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on Google, plastic manufacturers in Lagos. Pentagon. So these are the guys coming up. Pentagon, Media Plastic. So I'm going to search for Pentagon Plastic Limited. So the company was founded in 2002, and so the company is in Ashao Estates. So I'm trying to just do a little bit more research about with a large number of machines, different size and operation. The company does 450 tons per month. Per month. Can you see that? The company produces comprehensive household plastic, basket, blah, blah. The company, okay, good. Okay, 450 tons per month. That's all right. So production capacity is 450 tons per month, which is 450 tons per month. I'm trying to get, so this company is a subsidiary of BLC, BL Shenrang Group, like a foreign company or something. So it's a subsidiary of a bigger company. So BL Shenrang commenced operation in 1975. You know, so wow. So the company also owns Citico Plastic, Citico Trading. Nice. So just I can't find 450 tons. Okay, you know what? Let's move on. Products. Produces baby device produces products include, I think they gave the list of their products just now. Baskets. They produce waste paper baskets. So they produce a lot of products, yeah? Sorry about that, not bad. B, country else. Okay. So these are some of the things they do with the plastic. But I need to put like an annual revenue of this company. So this is a private company, so which means their financial statement will not be, it's not a public document. Pentagon. So let's search for another company. There's Reader Plastic. Reader Plastic. This is based in Lopiju in Lagos. And you have to research, because don't forget, this is not a student project, this is a business plan. So you have to like get real information, because this is real life, and the person who is giving you money, or bank, or might be an individual also, who is giving you money, expects to make money out of it. So this is serious, like something very, very serious. We need to do all the necessary research. I'm still waiting for Reader to load. But what I wanted to do here was to put something like 10 million. So I need to put an amount that, you know, lets my investor know that the people I'm trying to deal with, they make, you know, like 2 billion every year, you know, and I'm targeting, so I'm targeting, I need to also state their population, you know. So for my Google search, in Lagos, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay? So I probably would then put Lagos 19. So I now know, as an investor, that the population, the size of, so there are only 19 people in Lagos who are going to buy this product. Or at least that's what I saw online. Maybe at the end of the day, there might be 2 times more. Maybe some of them don't have online presence. So we can safely say 20 to maybe 30. Maybe 10 of them don't have presence online. We don't know. So about 20 to 30 companies. So just a range, a healthy range that allows the investor to know that, okay, there's X number of companies. So this is the other company that could buy this product. None of their financial statements is online. So if I were you, I probably want to call the company to know, let's see if they're going to describe. So this company uses a waste to produce, I don't know if that's what they used to mean, their tanks, like GP tanks or so. Okay, recycling, radial plastic is a primary plastic. So this company started in 1996. They have processed over 117 tons of plastic waste, 117,000 tons. Waste to consumer. In this, we process so they get their materials from all over the country. So which means that you can literally take the phone number of this company and tell them that you want to be one of their suppliers. And then maybe when they come to your city, they will buy, they will give you their price. When they come to your city, they will pick up the product from you. I don't know if you've thought about it, but I mean, you can see that here. So this company started recycling in 1996. They've done 117,000 tons. So 1996 to date is equals to, let's calculate. Let's do a rough calculation now. Calculator. 1996 minus 2020. 2020. I'm just trying to know how many years they've been operating. So they've been operating for about 24 years, okay? So they've done 117. So divided by 24. Just a rough estimate. So every year, averagely, they do 4,800 tons. So let's take a look at our profile. So yeah, this company said they do 450 tons per month. So let's get how many tons these guys do per month. Divided by 12. 406. You see? So that was, so which means they are almost at the same. So we can safely say 400 to 500 tons per month. So it just gives a very good range of, you know, their production capacity. So we'll go into more details to state some things that are very specific in terms of their demography, you know. Well, let's move on to psychographic of time. Okay, so this year you mentioned how they think. So our target customers are interested in high quality, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I think I probably just want to do something like this. The value, high quality post-paste plastic. For PET plastics. So now this statement has implication. Can you guys see? Because this is talking about PET. You remember when we did the categorization? There are like 7 types of bottles, but this company only buys PET bottles. There's PVC bottles, there are HDP and whatever, but this company specializes in just buying, based on what we're putting here, they just buy PET bottles. So that's something for you to take note. So it means that the market size is shrinking, right? You need to take note of that. So all these are your story, and to manufacture their products, they will manufacture their products before, whether or not, and then they will not buy it if it's not properly washed. So I don't need to know that. So that's gone. The value, quality, and research products they buy. So this means that they pay attention to client acquisition. So I think that one of the companies stated it on their websites. They said that we directly source from all over the country. So which means that directly source their products nationally. Okay. So which means that they're not just getting their products from Lagos, they're getting it from people outside Lagos, right? Then okay, so willing to organize pickup of the company products. Yeah, this is a good part. This one did a great job here. Very good. So we use that. Okay, great job here. Great job. So some of the things that inspire these companies is that from the way I see them, they are in upkeep. Can you see this? Upkeep to this environment, support of UN's clean environment. So they are inspired by the need to create a clean environment. The need to keep a clean environment. They most likely adhere to UN SDGs. What else inspires them? They are all for profit driven. They are not out. They are not NGOs. So they are all out to make money. Let's see what other thing we can learn. Okay. They all see their work. They all campaign against environmental pollution. So I mean, this list can be, endless. But this just kind of gives me an idea of like, this is how these people think. This is how they think. So that's just the entire idea of this psychography. Understanding like, so once I go through your list, I should be able to discern, okay, this is the kind of people I'm dealing with. These people value properly washed plastics. So I think you need to do your research properly. You are the one who posts PET plastics, but these companies did not mention it on their website. They only said they buy degenerated waste plastic material. So they did not specify only PET. So you just want to be very clear with that. So value and pay for properly washed plastics. They directly source their products. Their products are sourced nationally, which means that they have probably hundreds of thousands of suppliers across the country. They're willing to organize pickup of the products, of the washed products. They're inspired by the need to keep the environment clean. They are there to UN SDGs, and then they are for-profit companies. So the list could continue, but everything you put here should help us understand how the company thinks, because a company is an individual on its own. So everybody has the way they think, right? So the idea here is to help your investor understand how these people reason, all right? Okay, so I would say this is how I would go about this, as opposed to this, right? So I probably want to use lists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make it easier for people to read. You know, this is not as detailed as I would want it, but it helps to simply pass the point I'm trying to raise. Okay, so let's move on to, you can say 1 or 2 things about it, and then we'll move on to questions. So I would like to get your questions and comments now. We could spend the next 20 minutes targeting questions. How has this session been for you guys? So far, so good. So I'd like to hear from you guys. How has this session been so far? Okay, I can see Bishop. Bishop. And guys, please type your questions so that we can attend to them one by one. So I will take 2 or 3 comments, then begin to answer the questions. So please type your questions, all right?
Okay, sir, the session has been very, very helpful. Like, there are so many things I have not considered in writing a business plan before now, because the business plans I got online, those templates I got online, they didn't really go in details to give these things. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so this session has been really insightful, and I know that my business plan I've been trying to write will be one of the best, and is going to really help my business after now. Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So guys, please drop your questions. Victor.
Hello, everyone, once again. This section has been really, really very, I would say, to me, is an eye-opener. I have a couple of business plans that I got templates and I tried to fill them, and still, it's just like picking stuff and you really don't understand how they got figures, how they got those things. You're just trying to fill in. But now, to a very, very large extent, I think I would say I know I could pick up a document or a pen and paper, and from what you have taught so far, and be able to put down 1 or 2, not even 1 or 2, from beginning to the end of what you have explained. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
But however, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'll wait till it's time for that, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank
All right,
you.
sir.
Type your questions.
All right, sir.
Okay, Betelia. Betelia. Omokaro. Okay. Esther.
Yeah, for me, wow, it has been quite practical. even though they've said it all, but the class has been quite practical with what we have learned today. When you want to write a business plan, you know what to look out for and then how to go about them, even though you have not written one before.
Thank you very much, Esther.
Thank you, sir.
So, sorry, I need to mute audio for. Okay, Osarity.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful. It's really been helpful. In fact, I've been disturbing you for some time now to send me a sample of a business plan that I can use, But I think I've gotten clarity. Just like your keyword, it should always be clear. So you have actually made it clear for us. And I really picked some things. You talked about not using jargons, not using so many strong words. And I wanted to know, would it be better to also use terminologies related to the field that you are trying to get partners for? Like terminology, for instance, you used collection point. I was thinking, why not use a dumping site? Because it has to do with waste. So I'm saying, with using dumping site, do you think it will be, won't it be better because it's like a terminology related to that field that you are on? You're trying to.
Okay, so I will ask you a question. Yeah, have you eaten food in Chicken Republic before?
Yes, I have.
How much did you pay for the rice? That one in that small plate.
That I can't recall, sir.
Okay, but it's probably around, I think, 700 naira or so, yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think about 700 naira or 300 or 200 or so. But the bottom line is that it's the packaging. So now you are talking about a recycling company, all right? So
yes, sir.
As an investor, if I tell you that you should invest your money in a dumping site or collection point, which one do you prefer?
Okay.
Yeah, would you invest your money in a dumping site or in a collection point?
No, sir. What I'm trying to say is, that you pick from a dumping site.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You are saying that the collection point should have been dumping site, for example, right? So I'm saying that you need to name it properly. So the collection point, right, may not necessarily be a dumping site. It might mean that there are other people who are collecting the waste and bringing to a specific point. So I could say, for example, let's say in Lagos, we have a collection point in Ikeja. We have another one in VI. We have another one in Ekpe, right? So there might not be dumping sites close to those places. Dumping sites are owned mostly by government. Do you understand? So anybody who goes to the dumping site can move to our collection points, or we can go to the, we can have 3 trucks, one on the mainland, one on the island, one at the outskirts. So the one on the mainland will go to the different dumping sites, collect the waste, and bring them to a collection point. So at that collection point, they will dump them there, and then the people who are in charge of washing, in charge of categorizing or sorting them, will then categorize them there, and then the people who are washing the PET bottles will pack PET bottles and wash. Those who are washing PVC bottles will pack PVC bottles and wash. So the idea of the collection points, right, is extremely different from a dumping site. And you also want to make sure that you are packaging what you're selling properly, right? So I would probably not call that a dumping site because that's your factory, like literally. Like that's your or a component of your factory. So dumping sites primarily are owned by government entities. So you might not be able to call it a part of your assets, for example. And then in terms of using technical words, I think I will allow the class to judge, or the owner, the entrepreneur who owns this business plan. who is an expert in recycling. So I think to an extent, I try to walk around complex words. Do you understand? And one of the ways I did it, if you had observed, was by going to the dictionary to check what's the meaning of salt. When you say hand sorting, I might be hearing sorting, adding salt. You know, the way they add salt to soup. That's what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. Do you understand? So you never, but when you say categorize, it's very simple. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and I did that by checking the dictionary to really understand what was this entrepreneur trying to say. So the entrepreneur said hand sorting. That is the technical jargon. But when you say we wash it, we do this, and then we then categorize them into the different type. For example, PET bottles, the one from
Yeah.
drinking water. You understand?
Yeah.
All those many grammar or English I spoke there was I was just
Yeah.
describing what hand sorting means.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was able to do it better by trying to use simpler languages.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's
Yeah.
just really about playing around the words and making sure that you're using simpler terminology.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Because even those investors you are trying to pitch might not be experts, so they will also
Exactly.
want, yeah, they will also want to understand what you are saying. Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
and even by the way, also, even for those who are experts in the field, I think they'll probably prefer when you explain in simple terms. It just means that you actually understand what you're saying, so they don't have to start asking you
Yeah.
what's hand sorting, what is this, what is. Do you understand? So I think that's the eventual idea of using, like, keep it
Thank you
simple.
very
For
much.
example, I'm teaching you how to write a business plan, for example. And the biggest part of my work is really how do I teach such a complex topic, such a difficult topic, in a way that is very easy for anybody to understand, especially people who don't even have a business background. And I think I'm doing a good job. I think so. Yeah. So
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
very much, Charity. Okay, I have John Nungo.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful practical teaching. I wanted to talk about what the other gentleman was saying about using technical words. But later, I think the two of you have clarified it because your investors might not really be in that field. So it will be very important for them to understand what you're talking about. Sometimes I've been in the midst of health personnel, medical people, and when they are talking simple things, they'll be saying simple things, and you don't understand the jack of what they are saying. They can even be saying something about the hand or a body part, which you know very well, but because they are using technical terms, you will not understand what they are saying. So it is important, I think it is important once you use clearer terms, not necessarily technical terms, so that your investor will understand what you're talking about precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And also about the session, for me, it was very, very practical. Very, very practical. One of the things about getting things done, you could see end results of things, end results of what you want, but usually the mystery is about how to get there, how to get to that point. And in this session, what you were able to do, what I saw was the house. Particularly, I was quite enlightened on the way you use even Google, the way you use it to get what you wanted and how to get all those meanings, things. So quite enlightening and practical. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, I have Bello up here.
Okay, thank you, sir. Enlightened by the information.
Oh, Bello, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I said I learned how to incorporate the information I get on the internet into my business plan. But my question now is, when you were writing market opportunity, you said, let's assume that we are a monopoly. I don't know if it's okay to present the market opportunity of a business in that manner, because they say that maybe you are supposed to go on for maybe 20% of the market or 60% of the market, but you just wrote figures of how much you make. You didn't say maybe assuming we capture 60% of the market. I don't know
Yeah.
me on that part.
Yeah.
How do
I
I
get you.
incorporate that?
Oh, I get you. I get you. I think I get you. Yeah, so usually it's a common thing where people say that the market is worth $100 billion and stuff like that, and then they are expecting to capture, the entire market, and all that. So which is preposterous, yeah. And so once you're mentioning your sales potential of sorts, you probably want to talk about, hey, start from down up, to say, I'm in Lagos. There are 19 companies that could buy my products. I have spoken to these 19 companies, and 3 of them have shown interest. And right now, the factory we're going to be building is going to be doing 10 tons per month and 120 tons per year, which is equals to, let's say, $200,000. So our sales potential for 2020 or 2021 is $200,000. And that is because we have spoken to the 19 companies, and 3 of them have signed an agreement with us to buy up our product at the standard price per ton. Boom. So that's your sales potential. So whether you deliver on that would depend on your machines, your staff, maybe coronavirus part 2 would happen. We don't know. So if probably you had that target for 2020, and then COVID-19 broke out right now, so you probably would have lost 1 or 2 months of revenue. So which means that you told your investor you're going to hit $200,000. Right now, you are not going to hit $200,000. You're only going to hit $150,000. And so that's the reason why a lot of businesses are suffering now, because they have budget and projections for the year. So with each month that we're in a lockdown, people are losing a huge part of their budget. Do you understand the implications now and how it relates to sales potential, annual budget, and when there's a pandemic or there is a crisis in a city, or anything that happens that distorts the peaceful atmosphere? Okay, so thank you guys very much. I'm just going to transition right now to um, answering some questions that have been typed here. Sir, how about a business that does not really have data online? For instance, I make bole in Abuja. I know the population size of Abuja, and I have a targeted number of persons I want as customers, but there is no data to back this up online. How do I go about it? Yeah, so primarily, every business has a category. So if you're making bole in Abuja, you probably want to first explore which category does this business fall under. Does it fall under restaurant business? Does it fall under quick, what do you call it, fast food business? Like you need to find your category. Now, having found your category, so let's say it's fast food business, because people walk in, collect their bole and leave. The question becomes like, how much are people in Abuja spending on fast food every year? So that is the kind of data you probably want to search for. How much do Nigerians spend on fast food every year? And then when you get that data, the same thing we did for the West, we search for Nigeria, we search for Lagos, then you then search for Abuja, right? So once you get that number, you then know that, okay, Abuja people are spending 500 million naira every year on fast food. So your idea is to use bole to collect your own share of that 500 million. You understand? That's how it works. And of course, if you become a very successful company, you will then have a specialized study. You pay some researchers to study how much people spend on plantain. You probably also want to study data on how much people spend on plantain. And probably in a year, people in Nigeria spend 1 billion on plantain. So you then study the percentage of plantain that is fried, roasted, or cooked. So probably you're going to find that only 10% of the plantain is roasted as bole. So that gives you an idea of your total market size. So that's how to go about it. Another question here is, for an idea, can one still follow this process in writing a business plan? So I kindly share the detailed work on the solution and the customer. My network was bad, so I didn't get some points. Yeah, you can use this for an idea. But usually I tell people, if you're really going to get funded, man, you have to do something. You have to move beyond an idea to do a short project, 2-3 months, something like that. It's really rare for people to fund ideas. If the only time you see people funding ideas is really because the entrepreneur or the person has either signed some deals, gotten some partnerships, or has some intellectual property that has been patented. There has to be something strong because you don't want to put your money in thin air. Another question is this. Can we go through the slides again in the correct order? I really appreciate. I don't know if that's possible. We did that, so I will send you the videos so you can go through the entire video. A situation whereby the research you have is a random collection of data you did personally. How do you represent this properly? A situation whereby research you have done is a random collection of data. How do you present it? So usually don't do. I don't have time. I would have shown you guys how I do my own research. So you have a folder, every possible research regarding your problem or the market, you find it and study and extract what you need. So it cannot be random. It needs to be organized because you're dealing with money. Betelia asks, what's the difference between a business model and a business plan? So primarily a business model talks about how you're going to make money or capture the value you're providing to your customers, how you're going to capture it with money and profits. The business plan is a written document which also contains your business model. So for example, for gig, the business model focuses on collecting, cleaning, drying, packaging, and selling. So plastic manufacturers, that's the business model. The business plan is a bigger document, very detailed, and that's what we've been going through. So the business model is a smaller component. Then, is there a possibility of getting a recorded version of this class? Yes. Another question, the business plan we're dissecting seemed a bit confusing to me, as it is conflict between recycling, reusables, and manufacturing. How can I clarify that, sir? I don't understand the question. So I don't understand the last question, and just asked by Victor. So maybe is Victor here? I'm going to unmute you.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah, Victor, can you explain that question?
All right. So he spoke about manufacturing companies. Then from what he said, I was taking snapshots of each of the slides you shared. So the what I was doing was the errors. I would take snapshots of them, then so I could have them. Then the corrections. So I took snapshots of them. So he was the person in question was talking about different categories of person. Then I saw a post something that has to do with disposable pets containers, like washing them and all of that. So that's, and we talked about when we checking for machines, we checked on machine that could process it and have as a pallet or something, so that we can probably sell that as a raw material for manufacturers. Now that is conflicting between recycling, getting materials, getting the pet stuff the PET cans and washing them and probably selling to companies that would probably want to use those washed cans. So that's where I'm getting. That's where I'm a bit confused. So I don't know if we can. I'm trying to see how I can I'm trying to see how I can relate that to what I already have in bit to correct what I already have.
Yeah, so this business plan is for recycling, not for manufacturing. So recycling may have an aspect. So the last step, remember, the entrepreneur collects the plastic waste, takes them to a location, washes them. After washing them, dries them. After drying them, the entrepreneur can sell them at that point, or get a recycling machine and shred them or convert them to pellets, which is like smaller sizes, which or compress them, whatever the entrepreneur decides. So that is only that last step. That's the last step is the only manufacturing component of the entire recycling operation, or else it's done without machines. Right.
Okay,
But it depends on what the entrepreneur wants to do. The manufacturing in code as in manufacturing may have to do with the other companies that we already researched about. They might be the one producing different type of components for whatever they need. Do you understand? So that is everything. Then I think.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it. So I think that's all the questions. I really appreciate you guys being here, and thank you very much. I would like to, in a minute, if you could just type, right? Maybe a topic you'd like us to talk about next week Saturday. Just suggest a topic. Just type it down and suggest a topic. Secondly, I would like you to go on my Facebook page, make a comment about this class, Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. I usually have special prizes. Last week we had 3 entrepreneurs who won prizes, and then they are going to be participating in a class, in a grand class. So provided them scholarship to participate in the class, in the premium class, being organized by one of my proteges, who's a great guy. So I would like you guys to go on Facebook, share, talk about how this was useful to you. I will respond. I'm also on LinkedIn, reach out to me. I'm going to send you a link to this video, and I would also attach a business plan, 2 business plans to that email. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Please suggest a topic or so that we could take a look at. Someone is asking for format for a business plan. That is in video number 1. So I'll send you the link to that video. Oh, someone is talking about how to pitch. Okay, you want us to talk about pitching next week. Okay, pitching to investors and companies. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, pitching. Okay, someone is suggesting pitching. Okay, we could look into it. So I really appreciate you guys. There is a last component of the business plan, which is kind of technical. I'll see if we can handle that also. That's about the financial statements, income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. So that is a very, very important component of the business plan. So I think we need to do justice to that. So most likely we'll talk about that also next week. So thank you guys very much. It's been a blessing and a honor talking to you guys. Promise, Idausa, Shalom, Joseph, John, Bishop, Dayo, Adetile, Ope, Faith, Grace, Joshua, Ushewaji, Gift, Esther, Dari, Onsimos, Betelia, Victor, Benga. I think I see someone here. Faith. Okay. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you. Have a great Saturday. Bye.